how impossible is it when a guy like DAngelo gets off for a season high?
Well, it just was very little resistance, in pick and roll. He's pushing guys off, hitting step backs outside the paint, which is the shot you want to force. But with that being said, like the resistance in the pick and roll coverage, the resistance to start the game just wasn't there against DAngelo, against any of the guys that we know they're going to run actions for. So to give those kinds of points up to him, that was a bit of a downer. He's a really good player, an all-star. At the same time, we just did not have the same focus on him as we had on the other guys, and that hurt us.
In games earlier, I think it was a game in Indiana where Cade and Jaden seemed to play really well in tandem, and then maybe the first half today just wasn't quite clicking. Is that something? I mean, I know it's something you're obviously looking into.
Well, the spacing on the floor isn't great for those guys, and when they take that pick and roll alley away to the basket, the guys on the backside got to knock down shots. That's just NBA basketball. And, anytime the paint is crowded, it's going to be pretty tough for Cade and Jalen to be efficient. And so we got to figure out spacing or get guys in there that can knock down shots. We did not didn't shoot it well. Stu hit a shot to start the game, and that was just out of playing in .5, moving the ball, you hit the shot, but after that, I don't think we hit many shots in that environment.
Monty, you mentioned that you've been with teams as they try to figure out to win, but you've never been through something like this. Mm-hmm. What's the message to a team when you've never been through something like this?
One, you can never stop fighting and never stop competing. The thing that I'm always aware of is it's always on the other side of this thing that's really, really hard for you. And I think this group struggles with adversity. Anytime you have practices the way we have, you have the spirit we have in the locker room, anytime we run up against some adversity to start the game, you can just see the countenance, the spirit of the team start to diminish. And at times we're waiting on the offense to get us out of it when the defense is the thing that should get you out of that lull. But for me, the message is not going to change. We're going to continue to fight, continue to compete. We ran every defense tonight. We went drop, we went zone, we went blitz. We're not doing anything that most NBA teams don't do, and we're going to continue to do it. So the message is we got to fight. We got to hang in there, and we got to get that feeling we had the first week of the season. We got to get that back because that's the standard that I saw, and that's what we keep pushing for.
You talked about the Lakers having that mindset to kind of forget tough losses like the one they had the other night. Is this one of those instances?
You have to. I mean, it's something that you learn when you've been in the league for a while. It's something that we're teaching our guys. Like, you got to be able to flush tough losses, good wins, whatever it is. You got to flush it and move on. But you also have to learn. And that's the thing that I have to really ask the team is, like, what are we learning? We have all the answers after the game, which is what a lot of young teams do. We got to have those answers in the game and apply them because, again, we're not doing anything that most teams don't do. Most teams run pick and roll, spread the floor, and shoot the ball. Defensively, most teams run a drop, they run a blitz, or they switch, or they go zone. Like, every team does that. And so we have the answers. We have to apply the answers in game.
Struggling with the adversity in the game, do you think it applies on the whole of the season? The spirit that you saw in the first week, have a couple of tough losses.
We haven't been able to come out of that. I think that we had that vibe the first week. We played really well, and then we had injuries and all that stuff. It threw our rhythm off. But those are just excuses. You can make excuses or progress, but you can't do both. And we got to make progress. We have guys that are capable. They've shown it, okay? And when they showed it, the city was excited about it. And we got to give this city something to be excited about. And I know what this city wants. I've been here as an opponent. When you play hard and you defend and you get after people, they'll never boo you. They'll always be behind you, win or lose. And our guys have to understand that. When you compete and then you add the purpose, it's a different vibe, and that's what we did even in preseason in the first week. So that's what we're fighting for. We got to get back to that and then try to push that. We're a ways away from that right now.
Struggling with the boos? There were some tonight.
I don't know. That part doesn't bother me as much. What bothers me is when I look at the faces and I don't see. It almost feels like I'm dealing with or coaching guys that are looking for answers. They want it, and it's my job to help them. The booing doesn't bother me at all. I think it's a part of basketball. They want something to cheer about. We have to give them something to cheer about. And my job is to help our guys fight through this. I told our guys, one way you gain respect in this league and in life is when you're going through a tough time and you hang in there. I mean, that's just life. And I want our guys to first understand that, gain the respect of your community and the league by fighting every night. And we just haven't done that consistently.